Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Liaquat Zaman. Ahlan wa sahlan, marhaban. Welcome to this video, guys. I basically on this channel, if you guys are not familiar with my channel, I put up content which is related to learning the Arabic language and learning the Islamic sciences. For example, Quran, Hadith, Fiqh, and other subjects as well. You can check out my content, and I would suggest you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button as well, so you can get regular updates of all the videos I put up. I almost put up things nearly every single day. And also, the likes help my channel a lot, right? So I don't know how it works with the algorithms on YouTube, but by you giving a like, it kind of pushes the video so more people can watch these videos. Anyway, let's start with what Imam Shafi rahimahullah has to talk about today. Now, the poem that I've chosen for today is a poem Imam Shafi mentions about knowing death, right? So knowing that all of us are not going to be living on this earth forever and that our time here is temporary. So based on that, we need to prepare and get ourselves in order in this world, prioritize things, become productive. So he says, وَمُتْعِبِ الْعِيسِ مُرْتَاحًا إِلَى بَلَدٍ وَالْمَوْتُ يَطْلُبُهُ في ذلك البلد وضاحك والمنايا فوق مفرقه لو كان يعلم غيبا مات من كمد من كان لم يؤت علما في بقاء غد ماذا تفكره في رزق بعد غد. He says ومتعب العيس مرتاحا إلى بلدي. أتعب يتعب إتعاب, it means to make something tired, right? Make someone tired. So if I want to say I become tired, I say تعب يتعب, right? تعبت or تعب يتعب. And if I want to say I have made someone else tired, then I might say أتعبت فلان, I made so and so tired. So متعب is a person who exhausts someone else, right? So they're extremely tired, worn out. عيس is a word for camel, right? So عيس, camel. So ومتعب العيس مرتاح ارتاح يرتاح, it's from the word راحة, باب افتعال, راحة. And raha means relaxation, rest. So murtah is someone who is relaxed. You say هذا الشخص مرتاح البال or مرتاح, يعني he's relaxed. إلى بلد, balad means a city. So متعب الإيسي مرتاحا إلى بلد. Now when you have in poetry the poem or the couplet starting off with a kasra, متعبي, kasra there, it usually means something's hidden before. Right, so it's like saying something like, how many has there been? Kam mut'ibin, rubba mut'ibin. How many people are there who exhaust their camels, but they themselves are murtah ila baladi, on their way to a city. So imagine it nowadays like your car. You travel from, let's say, one city to another city, and you exhaust your car is tired, but you are okay. You get to the city and it's as though you haven't even made a journey. So this is what Imam Shafi rahimahullah is saying basically. He's saying, وَمُتْعِبْ بِالْعِيسِ. He says, how many people are out there that exhaust their camels in making long journeys to cities and they themselves are relaxed, chilled out. وَالْمَوْتُ يَطْلُبُهُ فِي ذَلِكَ الْبَلَدِ. Wow, حالية here. وَالْمَوْتُ, whilst, موت, death, يَطْلُبُ, طَلَبَ يَطْلُبُ is seeking him. Like death is seeking. It's like he's kind of like personifying death, and this is a lot of what happens in poetry as well, what we call majaz, metaphor, metaphorical. So figuratively speaking, he's like saying death is like a person, and death is just a state that you go into where you die basically. So he's like saying death seeks out, like looking out, yatlubuhu seeks him, fi dhalika al-balad. So let's say for example I'm traveling from Birmingham to London, and death is seeking me in London. Like my death is supposed to come in London. I'm supposed to die in London. And I've made a journey from Birmingham to London, and the camel that I've been riding is exhausted. Me, I'm relaxed, and I have no idea that I'm going to die in London. وَالْمَوْتُ يَطْلُبُهُ, and death is seeking him, فِي ذَلِكَ الْبَلَدِ, in that particular city. وَضَاحِكٍ وَالْمَنَايَا فَوْقَ مَفْرِقِهِ. Right, so وَضَاحِكٍ, again the same thing. وَكَمْ مِنْ ضَاحِكٍ, how many laughing people are out there, how many people out there who are smiling, because the word in Arabic ضحك can mean smile, and it can also mean like laughter as well. وضاحك, how many ضاحك, laughing people are there? والمنايا, manaya is the jama of maniya, which means death. والمنايا, whilst death is فوق مفرق. So مفرق الرأس is basically where, like for example, I don't have one, but it's like you have a hairline, right? So you're parting. That's known as the mafriq. So that place is the mafriq al-ras. So the mafriq is usually used for the top, the highest point in your head, right? Your mafriq al-ras. So how many dahik people are out there? How many laughing people are out there? Whilst waw al-haliya, manaya, deaths, like the causes of death, are above their head, right? Just above, hovering above their head. لو كان يعلم غيبا مات من كمدي. لو كان يعلم غيبا. If a person was to know, if this person was to know the unseen, then he would have died out of utter misery. Kamad means like utter misery, sadness, Kamad. Put in the comments what translation you guys would use for kamad. Right? Kamad means like extreme sadness. And I'm trying to think of what kind of word you guys would come out with. So put in the comments, inshallah. So وضاحك والمنايا فوق مفرقه. ضاحك, how many laughing people are out there, whilst death or deaths, like causes of death, are hovering over his head. And if he was to know the unseen, if he knew that he could die at any moment, if he knew the unseen basically, because that's part of the unseen, مات من كمدي. Mata, he would have died from kamad, from utter like sorrow and sadness. من كان لم يؤت علما في بقاء غدي. من كان, so this is another thing he's saying. Those people, the person who has not been given, لم يؤت, has not been given, علما, knowledge, في بقاء غد, regarding the remainder of tomorrow. Yeah, so basically, like I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So today, let's say it's Wednesday, I don't know what's going to happen on Thursday. So me as a person who has no knowledge of tomorrow existing, for me tomorrow might not exist. So man kana lam yu'ta ilman, the one who has not been given knowledge of the remainder of tomorrow, meaning whether he will be alive tomorrow. ماذا تفكره في رزق بعد غد? What is he thinking about? Like what point is there? ماذا تفكره? What is his tafakkur? What's the point of his tafakkur? His contemplation and thinking, thoughts. في رزق, in sustenance after tomorrow. As in, if you don't know tomorrow's going to come, why are you worrying about the day after tomorrow? The sustenance for Friday, on Saturday and Sunday. So he's basically kind of like, as you can see, Imam Shafi rahimahullah, he kind of like wants to show the person that, look, a lot of people in their life are stressing themselves out, exhausting themselves in trying to accumulate lots of wealth, right? Lots of sustenance. But in reality, they don't know if they're going to live till tomorrow. Now, Imam Shafi is not saying, he's not advocating the idea of a person, giving up and just waiting for all the assistance to come to him and not doing any work for it. No, he's not calling for laziness. What he's saying is that people need to understand and have a balance in life, right? About how much effort they're going to make towards earning and what they're going to do with the rest of their time, right? So a person should have a balance in how they must earn and also the productive things that they should do in their lives for their community or their family or even other things, studying knowledge even. So من كان لم يؤت علما في بقاء غدي ماذا تفكره في رزق بعد غدي. What is he thinking of the rizq after tomorrow? Now, I was actually thinking to myself today, shall I go a bit deeper into this, right? Shall I go a bit deeper into this? And what I mean by going a bit deeper is like just kind of like touching upon the idea of the depth of poetry so that a person can appreciate like things that they should further investigate or further read up upon when it comes to this idea of like understanding why he says certain things, for like using certain words or certain sort of expressions. So I'll just touch upon a few of those, and if these are things which you guys say, can you do more of this, I would probably in the future videos do some more of this, or maybe even if you guys really want to go in depth, then maybe I can have a dedicated series which just focuses on just general poetry and going into in-depth analysis of poetry. So, for example, like وَمُتْعِبِ الْإِيس, understanding about the whole culture of camels is a very important thing, especially if you want to understand classical Arabic poetry, because you have the mentioning of camels and metaphors of camels and the significance of camels in a society and the role that they used to play. All of these things are extremely important if you really want to appreciate poems and understand what the author of the poem is kind of like thinking about, right? So mut'ib al-is. And so the idea of exhausting the camel, because the camel is normally used as a sort of a creature that's the sort of normal vehicle for long distance journeys. مرتاحا إلى بلد. So they would make these long journeys to these places. وَالْمَوْتُ يَطْلُبُهُ. See how he gives death this kind of like idea as though death is a physical sort of being. Now, the angel of death is separate. He's not talking about the angel of death here, right? If he might be, but then we'd have to assume that there's something hidden here, Malakul Maut. But death is something even like pre-Islamic. The idea of death being personified, personifying things, it makes it more relatable to humans, right? So you give human characteristics to animals, to concepts as well. It's a very interesting thing. So like Maut yatlubuhu fi dhalik al-balad. And when someone is searching for you, seeking you, you're kind of like, if it's a good person, you're happy. Like let's say there's a famous celebrity or, a high profile person who is actually looking for you, then that's a good thing because you feel important. But if there's someone that is negative looking for you, police are looking for you, right? Or the army is looking for you, then you're in trouble, then you're going to get scared. So it's like, this is the kind of way that he's trying to create inside the mind of the listener that look, death is searching for you, right? Do you really want death to be searching for you? You can't help it. He's going to search for you everywhere. So موت يطلبه في ذلك البلد, in that city, right? So in other words, he's kind of showing here as well this idea of traveling to another city seems to be something which is not really necessary in this particular case. It might be necessary for some people, they might have to travel for a job or for whatever. But he's just showing over here, look, that this idea of death coming for you in that city, think about it. وضاحك والمنايا فوق مفرقه. So ضاحك والمنايا فوق مفرق. The idea of mafriq, using the top of the head as being someone that's like overlooking you, right? Is on top of it. I don't know if in English, they use those kind of sentences and say things like, if they do, put in the comments. But this idea of having some sort of like death above you, someone looking over you from your head, like we say, he's looking over your shoulder, someone looking over your shoulder. You always got someone that's watching you, right? So you have this idea, but they have this mafriq, right? The mafriq al-ras is like the top of the head. And manaya, like we said, different names for death the Arabs give, right? So there's many names Arabs have for death. The maniyya, yeah, al-maniyyatu. وَإِذَا الْمَنِيَّةُ تَنْشَبُ أَظْفَارَهَا, yeah, وَإِذَا الْمَنِيَّةُ تَنْشَبُ أَظْفَارَهَا. It's like a very common thing that they use. And also this idea of the unseen as well, like connecting people with the unseen, knowing that there is a realm out there that we can't see. And this is more of an Islamic touch to it. You can see this Islamic element to it, the ghaib, the unseen. And also, realizing that there is this sort of like element in our society where once death comes to a person, no one knows death is going to come. It's like, it's all of a sudden. And sometimes they call it a visitor as well. And man kana lam yu'ta ilman fi baqa'i ghadi, right? So tomorrow existing, the idea of, will tomorrow come or not? These are like kind of like wise words you can say. And there's an element of, you can see an Islamic sort of inspiration from this as well. And the idea of worrying about your sustenance, your rizq after tomorrow. Anyway, these are some of the things I thought I'd just touch upon. And we can expand more on these. But let me know if you guys think in this video or these videos I should add these extra discussions in, or do you think there should be a separate video for it? Put in the comments, inshallah. Anyway, so what did he say? ومتعب الإيس مرتاحا إلى بلدي والموت يطلبه في ذلك البلد وضاحك والمنايا فوق مفرقه لو كان يعلم غيبا مات من كمدي من كان لم يؤت علما في بقاء غدي ماذا تفكره في رزق بعد غدي. جزاكم الله خير guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, subscribe, hit the like button, share it with your friends and family and on your social media. And I will see you guys next time, inshallah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khair for watching this video. I hope to see all of you guys. If you guys are interested, please leave us feedback, get in contact with us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khair guys for all of your support. Without your support, I wouldn't have been able to produce the videos that I've put up on my YouTube channel. And there is so much more that I really want to do. And without the support of you guys who are patrons, generously supporting this channel, I've been able to get myself a camera, which as you guys can see, the quality of this camera, a mic system, software, I've been able to hire an editor. So what do I want to do? I want to make lots and lots and lots of more videos for beginners, for intermediate, advanced in the subjects like Arabic and fiqh and hadith and tafsir and aqidah and all those other things as well. And for this to happen, again, this channel needs support. So if you guys want to become patrons and support this channel, then check out the link below. Also, if you do become patrons, you'll have access to videos that I don't put up on my normal YouTube channel. So check that out, inshallah. And there's most other perks as well that you guys can benefit from. And if you want to access this channel through social media, we've got Twitter, we've got Instagram, Facebook page, and other things as well that you can visit. So Jazakumullah khair again, guys. Thank you very much for your support. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.